Hello and welcome to another Python lesson. Today is all about variables and data types. So a variable is a data storage method in Python, and in order to assign a variable, you merely you say that this variable is equal to this. So for example, if I wanted x to be equal to, I don't know, banana, I would put x is equal to banana. Now, when we're making variables today, we're going to focus on alphabetic variables or string variables and number variables because there's an important difference. So when you're assigning a number variable, you don't need to put quotations. You just put x is equal to 5. But if you want to say car 1 is equal to truck, you have to put truck in quotation marks. So So when you're naming a variable, you can only name your variable an alphanumeric character. You can only have alphanumeric characters and underscores in your name. So you can only have letters, numbers, and underscores. You cannot have dashes or spaces or anything else. And as I've said before, numbers are allowed, but you cannot start a variable with a number. So for example, this is an acceptable name. And then make it equal to strawberries. These are examples of not acceptable names. And another unacceptable name would be so if we run this, it'll give us an error message because these are unacceptable. And also, if you notice, these are string variables, so they have to be in quotation marks. So I'll delete these two. And then if I put print, it will print our variable. Now, if we want we can assign multiple values to multiple variables in one line. So saying is the same as saying so if I put it would print. Now what if you wanted W, U, and V to be worth 6? Then you would put so if W, U, and V are all equal to 5, then printing W and V, all of these will be 5. Okay, so when you're printing variables out into text, unlike just printing text, you do not need to use quotations. You just use the parentheses, then put your variable name, and then put your closing parentheses. So, for example, if we go back to car 1, you just have to put print car 1. And you see we have this again. But if you wanted, let's create another variable. So let's say A is equal to Python, B is equal to is, and C is equal to fun. If we wanted to print them all out in one sentence, we would put print A plus B plus C, or A comma B comma C. Let's test this out. When we use the pluses, we get it into one word, or we need to put two commas or two spaces in order to get at those multiple words. Anyway, now we're going to talk about data types. Data types are different types of variables. So the three that we're going to be focusing on today are string, integer, and float variables. So a string is using alphabetic characters, so 4 spelt out in quotation marks. An int variable is a whole number or without any decimals, and a float variable is a number with a decimal place. So in order to find the data type of a variable, you use this command. So this is the command to find the data type of a variable. So we're going to use the float variable, which is obviously our number with a decimal point. So let's see if Python gets this right. See, it tells us our class is float. So for our project today, I want you to create 3 variables of different. One is a string variable, one is a int variable, and one is a float variable. So remember, a string is one that has letters in it. It is a word. A int is a number without a decimal place, and a float is a number with a decimal place. And then I want you to use the find type command to find the variable type of each. I'll just put it up here again so you can see. And then I want you to make 2 variables. Each of them are one half of a word, and then print them combined to form that word. Again, I'll put an example of that up on the screen. So here's my example, and then when I run it, it will print as. Oh, sorry, can't forget our quotation marks. Strings. It will run the word as Python. So that's all for today. I hope you have a fun time coding, and I will see you next week. Bye.